Welcome to today's discussion. I'm Sonia.
And I'm Simon. We'll be covering several key stories in the tech and business world.
Let's start with the news that Meta is set to pay up to $18 billion to settle claims with 52 attorneys general over allegations that its social media platforms, Facebook and Instagram, are addictive to children.
That's a significant amount. What are the specific allegations against Meta?
The attorneys general claim that Meta designed its platforms to be addictive to young users and misled consumers about their safety. They also allege that Meta improperly collected children's personal data.
How does Meta respond to these allegations?
Meta has agreed to implement broad child safety reforms on both Instagram and Facebook as part of the settlement. However, the company doesn't admit to any wrongdoing.
The settlement amount varies slightly across different reports, ranging from $16.68 billion to $18 billion. What could be the reason for this discrepancy?
It's likely due to the settlement structure, which might include variable components or maximum payouts based on certain conditions.
To put $18 billion into perspective, how does it compare to Meta's financials?
The reporting indicates that $17 billion is a fraction of Meta's projected 2025 revenue of $201 billion.
That's a useful context. So what are the key child safety reforms that Meta will implement?
The articles don't detail all the specific reforms, but they mention that Meta will make major changes to enhance safety on its platforms.
Moving on to another story, Deloitte has agreed to pay $21.5 million to settle a Department of Justice probe over its diversity, equity, and inclusion practices.
Right, and this settlement is part of a broader crackdown by the Trump administration on companies' DEI practices.
What exactly were the allegations against Deloitte?
The DOJ investigated Deloitte's diversity and inclusion efforts, though the specific details of the allegations aren't clear in the reporting.
Deloitte denies any discriminatory practices but agreed to the settlement. How does this relate to the broader context of affirmative action?
As part of the settlement, $4.3 million will be awarded to a group challenging affirmative action, indicating the complex interplay between DEI practices and legal challenges.
Let's shift gears to Bath & Body Works' quarterly earnings. They reported a beat in earnings per share by $0.38.
Yes, and despite a 2.3% decline in sales to $1.5 billion, they surpassed analyst expectations. Their adjusted earnings per diluted share were 62 cents.
What was the market's reaction to this news?
Shares jumped 6% in the afternoon session after the company reported the earnings and raised its full-year earnings guidance.
But I saw that the third quarter guidance disappointed. Can you explain that?
The reporting suggests that while Bath & Body Works exceeded expectations for the second quarter, their guidance for the third quarter didn't meet analyst expectations.
Now, let's discuss the deal between Huawei and HP regarding Wi-Fi patents. They've signed a multi-year cross-license agreement covering Wi-Fi technology, including the latest Wi-Fi 7 standard.
That's interesting. What does this agreement entail?
The deal gives both companies access to each other's patents related to Wi-Fi technology. However, the financial terms weren't disclosed.
This follows an earlier patent dispute between Huawei and HP over Wi-Fi 6 technology. It seems they're resolving their differences through this cross-licensing agreement.
We're back to Meta with another story. There's a report that Meta and U.S. state attorneys general have discussed a potential mid-trial settlement in a lawsuit accusing Meta of designing Facebook and Instagram to be addictive to young users.
This lawsuit is significant as it's a test of the allegations that social media platforms are harmful to teens. The trial is ongoing in a federal court in California.
What are the potential implications of this settlement?
If Meta settles, it could have broader implications for how social media companies design their platforms and handle user data, particularly for young users.
As we wrap up today's discussion, it's clear that both the tech and business sectors are dealing with significant regulatory and market challenges.
That's all for today. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you later.
Goodbye.